The most disrespected person in America is the black woman. The most unprotected person in America is the black woman. The most neglected person in America is the black woman.
The male ego is the most sensitive and most dangerous thing the world has to offer.
Yes.
So I was very...
Just say that again one more time. Say that one more time.
The male ego is the most sensitive and dangerous thing in the world.
Hello everyone, it's Queen V-Line back to you with another video. This video pertains to the missing persons case of Kada Scott. Before I begin, I would like to extend my support to the Scott family and community at this time as you wait patiently for the safe return of Kada Scott. According to reports, new details have surfaced in the case of Kada Scott, a 23-year-old Pennsylvania woman who vanished after allegedly being harassed. D.A. Larry Krystal revealed new information about the case in a press conference on Friday, October 17, 2025, 2 days after Shawn King was arrested in connection with Kada Scott's disappearance. In the conference, D.A. Krystal stated that the other alleged victims of the defendant King have come forward since his arrest. He was taken into custody on Wednesday, October 15, 2025. The Philadephia Police Department confirmed to People magazine. After calling the community effort to assist investigators with the case unprecedented, the DA stated, "We have some information about additional victims of this defendant from incidents that never resulted in an arrest." I think part of what is happening here, and it's good news, is that young people are seeing themselves in Kada. Older people see their kids and they would like to know that everyone is doing everything they can, no matter how perfectly or imperfectly, but they're doing everything to try to deal with this horrific situation. King was previously charged in an unrelated case with kidnapping and strangulation earlier this year, but those charges were withdrawn when the alleged victim did not appear in court. In the press conference, Krystal addressed this, citing the cash bail system as the primary issue that led to the withdrawal. He claimed the DA's office requested around $1 million bail for King for the initial kidnapping case, but it was set at less. Shawn King had access to a lot of money, Krystal stated, adding that King posted the bail almost immediately. The victim is more likely to walk in the door of a courthouse and testify if that victim knows that the defendant can't walk out right behind her if he's locked up. He explained, "Well, he wasn't locked up here." Krystal also urged other potential victims of King or anyone with information on Kada Scott's whereabouts to come forward and stressed the multi-agency effort to find the missing woman. "I want to make sure that we are keeping the public update, and I want to make sure that people understand that the FBI, the Philadephia Police Department, the DA's office, other law enforcement partners are working 24/7 on this case and are doing everything we can with the remarkable, unusual, extraordinary support and help coming from the public to address the situation we all face," he stated. Kada Scott was last seen leaving an assisted living facility where she worked on the night of October 4th, 2025. Police previously alleged. Authorities allege she was receiving harassing phone calls in the days leading up to her disappearance. D.A. Ashley Tolsingwick previously declined to comment on whether King is linked to the harassing phone calls. King was the last person in contact with Kada Scott when her cell phone and social media activities dropped. Authorities also released photos of a vehicle of interest with Tawilski stating investigators believe King is connected to the car and that Kada Scott may have been in that car. As for the previous kidnapping and angulation case in which charges were withdrawn, Tawilski stated investigators believe these alleged offenses are a pattern of King's and said authorities are refiling those charges. The Scott family has set up a GoFundMe to raise funds for credible information that leads directly to Kada's safe recovery. Now you will watch this brief news clip and I will be back with my commentary.
Good evening, Jackie. Police say this video is very important. Now, what the district attorney's office is trying to prove is that there is a pattern of violence in King's behavior. A viral video circulating on social media is giving us a new look at the man accused of kidnapping 23-year-old Kada Scott, who has now been missing for nearly 2 weeks. The Philadelphia District Attorney's Office confirms the cell phone video shows 21-year-old Keon King outside the home of a woman he's accused of kidnapping and assaulting earlier this year.
What we're seeing and what we continue to see is a clear pattern, of violence of this type of behavior.
Investigators say the woman who recorded the video is heard warning someone inside the home to call police while pleading with King to leave. King, dressed in a black hooded jacket, is seen hopping the backyard fence, then peering into the home through a window. Officials say he attempted to get inside multiple times. According to investigators, this video was recorded about an hour before that woman was kidnapped.
Ultimately, when the complaining witness and eyewitness on that case stepped out of the property later that day is when the kidnapping occurred, and he grabbed the victim, put her in the car, and drove away and assaulted her.
Prosecutors also say children were present during the incident.
There were definitely children in the house when that happened, and the information we have is also that his 2-year-old was in the car when the kidnapping occurred.
The original kidnapping charge was withdrawn in May when the victim didn't appear in court, but following the investigation into Kada Scott's disappearance, those charges have now been refiled. Scott disappeared on October 4th. On Tuesday, King turned himself in. The next day, police canvassed an abandoned school in Germantown, recovering evidence now linked to Scott. Just hours later, King's car was found abandoned at an apartment complex in East Falls. That car is now considered a critical piece of evidence in the investigation into her disappearance. Officials say their focus is still the same focus they've had since October 4th, and that is to bring Kada Scott home. So any information of her whereabouts is important. For anyone who has that information, they're asking people to simply call 911.
Again, sending support to the Scott family and community at this time as you patiently wait for the safe return of Kada Scott, your baby and community member. These are my thoughts. The system failed 1000% in this matter. This monster, yes, I said monster, and I'm going to keep on calling these monsters because they're monsters. This monster has had a history of allegedly kidnapping and harming victims, only for the system to drop the charge because the victim didn't show up. Once again, putting blame on the victim for not showing up and not the monster who caused alleged harm in play. Then they cited the cash bail system as the primary issue that led to the withdrawal. Sounds like the system is looking for any excuse of accountability as to why they were negligent for this monster to being out in the streets to potentially hurting another victim. There needs to be a serious reconstruction into how cases are filed and pushed through the system when these allegations are brought to light, and what support systems or protections available for victims of alleged harm. According to the Black and Missing Inc. organization, in 2023, an estimated 224,706 persons of color were reported missing. Of that group, 162,755 persons were under the age of 18. Yet, missing minority children are grossly underreported in the news. I've said this before, and I will say it again. We have to treat missing persons cases as if it is a criminal case, because every second, every minute, every hour, every day, every week, every month is critical to the return of said missing person. Everyone has a routine. Everyone has places to go and people to see. And if that person is not at their regular location, something must have occurred. And we cannot dismiss it, especially when that missing person is a minor. And it is up to us as the general public to be mindful of the disinformation, misinformation, aka lying, as it does affect the ongoing investigation. We must be mindful because it does impact the ongoing case. I will leave in the comments and description below of organizations and hotlines as it pertains to missing persons. In addition, I will leave contact information and the GoFundMe link for Kada Scott. And as always, find our people, sending healing energy to the survivors affected and hoping for the Scott family to getting their baby Kada Scott back. Protect Black women, known and unknown. Find Kada Scott. And as always, please be safe out here, and I will see you in the next video.